Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good morning. Hope you all doing well and hopefully that you are in a good health condition. Okay, so today we're gonna learn on chapter 1, Introduction to Real Estate. But the main topic is the history of real estate, the history of valuation. Okay, so before we start class, let's for the Muslim recite Surah Al-Fatihah, and for others, okay, so you can pray on your own. Okay, so let's recite Surah Al-Fatihah. Okay, so for your information, okay, the first topic will cover cost outcome 1, 2, and 3. If you still remember what is the cost outcome before, so this chapter we cover all of the outcomes. If you already forgotten, okay, what is the cost learning outcome, so you can refer back on your lecture plan. Okay, so it is the first topic. As mentioned before, it is the history of valuation. So this is more toward the start point of the valuation profession. Okay, so as a property people, as a student in estate management, so you need to know this. We need to know this. At least we already know our roots. Okay. All right. So professional real estate agency practice actually was introduced, okay, by the British during the British colonial governance. Okay, so during that time, the Malaysia at that time still called as Malaya, Sabah and Sarawak. Okay, and during that time, British brought, okay, so they brought these professions, okay, from the UK. So British at that time brought along the existing professional real estate agency system practice in UK to Malaya. Okay, so real estate agency in UK was practice property consultancy. Okay, which is they offered for estate agency, okay, valuations, property consultancy, research and property management service. Estate agency means that they practice on buying and selling property. So valuation is more they value the property and also assets. Okay, property consultancy is more consultation on the property matters. Okay, research, they already conduct the research, okay, on property and also property management. Okay, all right, so the principles, okay, of the property consultancy firms, okay, mainly is a surveyors members. At that time is a surveyor members of the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors UK. Okay, so the principles of the property firm is the person which is surveyor members of RICS UK. Okay, so members of the Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors UK is actually the first professional practitioners of real estate agency in Malaya at that time on year 1915. 1957 before independence. Okay, so this is the first professional practice, okay, on the real estate agency in Malaya. So they were the first practitioners who were members of professional body, okay, that qualified for membership standards, rules and regulations, and also codes of ethics. The professional body also had stringent academic examination and professional qualification requirement for entry as members. Okay, the RICS UK, okay, at that time also conducting on the recruitments, okay, appointment of the new uh, property practitioners, okay, whereby at that times they already stress on the academic examinations and also professional qualification requirements, okay, for those who apply to be a surveyor's members. Okay, so it means that it's not only now you need to study to get the registration to be a surveyor's members. Okay, it is actually started from before Independence Day. Okay, so there's no points, no questions. Okay, uh, about the academic qualification or academic examinations to become a professional surveyors members. There's no questions. Actually, that's a requirement. Okay, so members of the RICS UK, okay, subsequently formed the Malayan Institution of Surveyors, MIS, during that time. Okay. Alright, so the MIS practice professional real estate agency practice, and they give a property consultation service. Okay, on June, okay, 1st June 1957, okay, the valuation division has been established, okay, whereby the office located in the State Secretariat building that currently known as Bangunan Sultan Abdul Samad. Okay, so the first valuation division, okay, valuation division is valuation departments like that, okay, was established on 1st June 1957. Okay, so the office is at Bangunan Sultan Abdul Samad now. Okay, so it is under the Federal Treasury. Until now, the valuation departments, okay, under Ministry of Finance. In 1960, the valuation area has expanded to valuation for stamp duty, estate duty, land acquisitions, and also rating advice. Okay, so if you learn under statutory valuation, so you will see this. Okay, you will know this. You will learn about this. Okay, stamp duty, estate duty, land acquisition. That's a very common things that we could say that it is directly related to property valuation. Okay, the first local Malayan valuer at this time is Mr. Yap Tien E. Okay. On 13 March 1961, okay, the MIS and the Institution of Land Surveyors, which met at the boardroom of the Royal Selangor Club, and made the historic decision to merge and form the Institution of Surveyors. At that time, it is called as ISMI, Federation of Malaya, okay, Institution of Surveyors. Okay, they merged and then they formed the Institution of Surveyors. The institution was the first locally incorporated professional body of members in Malaya, Sabah, and Sarawak. Okay, this one is for members that practice real estate agency. So this is the first. Okay, so you need to know this. Okay, on 19 June 1966, the name of the institution was changed to the Institution of Surveyors Malaysia, that we call it as ISM at that time. Alright, so on 28 March 2011, the institution being conferred the Royal Charter by the HRH Sultan of Selangor was renamed the Royal Institution of Surveyors Malaysia into Royal Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors Malaysia. Okay. Alright, so both Mr. W.G. Wicks and Mr. Yap Tin Ee were among the pioneer practitioners of professional real estate agency in Malaysia, and other pioneer practitioners include John M. Carter and Colin Harold Williams. Amongst the early pioneer property consultancy firm is Wicks and Partners, John Carter and Co., C.H. William and Co., and Yap Tin Ee and Co. The first registration of real estate practitioners after independence were registered under the Registration of Surveyors Act 1967. However, in 1981, the Valuation Appraisers Act catered separately for the registration of the general practice surveyors. Subsequent to the establishment of the Institution of Surveyors Malaysia in 1961, okay, two other bodies comprising professional practitioners of real estate, namely PAPS and also MIA, had also been set up. PAPS is for property valuations, okay, private companies, okay, private members, and also MIA is a Malaysian Institution of Estate Agency. Malaysia, okay, it's more focused on estate agency. So these two professional practitioners, okay, have been formed, okay. Okay, so class, this is the Royal Institution of Surveyor Malaysia website. Okay, so you can see here, this is the logo of Royal Institution of Surveyor Malaysia, RISM, okay. Right, so this is the location of the RISM. It is this one here is the Bangunan Juru Ukur. Okay, so this is basically the Royal Institution of Surveyors Malaysia. Okay, so this is the examples of the existing of C.H. William, now WTW, C.H. William and Co., that now it is known as WTW, which is the William Talha and Wong. Okay, sorry, William Talha and Wong. So this one still established, okay, from 1960 until now, okay. So while real estate agency was practiced professionally by the general practice surveyors and members of PAPS and MIA, there was a rising occurrence of illegal estate agents. Alright, so that's a good sign. In 1984, the Ministry of Finance, okay, was established a box of valuers, appraisers, and estate agents. Okay, we call it as BOVI at that time, and now it's already embedded with the property management professions. So now it is known as Board of Valuers, Appraisers, Estate Agents, and Property Management BOVIP. Okay, so the BOVIP itself responsible for licensing of estate agents, property consultancy professionals, by imposing high standards of professionalism on real estate practitioners. Okay, so soon in the future, if you want to be a registered valuer or registered estate agent or registered property manager, so you will be interviewed by the BOV. Okay, the BOV also conducts examination for qualifications leading to being a registered estate agent. Okay, alright, so this is the history. So you know that the history is start from the British colonial, okay, and then they brought their um, property estate agency practice from UK to Malaya at that time, and then they brought also the Royal Institution, RIS Royal Institution, RICS, okay, Royal Institution Chartered Surveyors UK, alright, to Malaya at that time, and then they develop, they create, establish the IS Institution of Surveyors, and then the Institution of Surveyors changed to ISM, Institution of Surveyors Measures, and then Royal Institution Chartered Surveyors Malaysia. Alright, and then the first valuations divisions, okay, was set up, and then it was part under Federal Treasury. Alright, then they established the BOVIP, the BOVIA at that time, and then BOVIP. Alright, so now you need to know that our profession is mainly under Ministry of Finance, okay, and also controlled by the Board of Valuers, Appraisers, Estate Agents, and Property Managers. Alright, that's all. Thank you. And this is the location of BOVIP, okay, the Board of Valuers. Okay, so it is under the Menara UOA Bangsar, level 19. Okay, it is at level 19, the BOVIP. Alright, so if you want to take a visit, so then you can, yeah, try to look into this place. Alright. Okay, so now we look on the history of the Valuation and Property Services Department, okay, JPPH. Okay, so the JPPH, also known as the Valuation and Property Services Department, or in bahasa we call it as Jabatan Penilaian dan Perkhidmatan Harta. It is under Ministry of Finance, okay. Alright, so it was begin as the Valuation Division on 1st June 1957, as what we discussed before. Okay, the functions of JPPH is actually to conduct the activities of the department, okay, that cover many areas of expertise relevant and related to the real estate industry. So that's the function of JPPH. Okay, it's more on the property activities. Okay. Alright, so the head of department of JPPH, okay, is called Director General of Valuation. Okay, and it is concurrently as the president of the board. Okay, so the boss of JPPH, okay, will be the president of the board. Alright, so JPPH operates from its branches covering Peninsular Malaysia, Sabah and Sarawak, and it's about 14 state directors, 38 district valuers. Okay, the GPPH headquarters is responsible for the planning of policies, strategies, and procedure for all programs and activities of the departments. Okay. Alright, so JPPH also has a research and training center known as the um, INSPAN, National Institute of Valuation. INSPAN located in Bangi, Selangor. So this is INSPAN that always you heard, okay, in the WhatsApp communication WhatsApp. Okay, so the people ask about student from INSPAN, So this is INSPAN, okay. Alright, so INSPAN basically provide a certificate, okay, of valuations, okay, real estate certificates. Okay, so JPPH also set up the NAPIC, National Property Information Center, okay, where the NAPIC is responsible to collect, collate, and disseminate information related to the property industry. Okay, so NAPIC normally every year will provide the PMR, property market reports, that most of the property player will use that um, as a reference. Okay, maybe they want to look on the price of the property, or the trend, or the market outlook, or the rental, okay, the incoming supply, and there's a lot of things that related to property matters. Okay, so that's under NAPIC. Okay, so we continue with the roles of JPPH. Okay, JPPH plays an important role in providing reliable, timely, and professional service in the development of the country. Okay, it includes as an advisor to the government and its agencies on all matters relating to the property, such as valuation, consultancy, and property services. So, JPPH responsible as an advisor to the governments and other agencies, okay, in property matters, okay, relating to the valuation. So to value the property, so normally the government agencies will seek the advice from JPPH for consultancy, whether whether the rental price offer is okay or not. So they will ask JPPH. Okay, all related to the properties. Alright, so that is as a consultant in providing property consultancy services with regard to the feasibility studies, property management, and estate agency. So feasibility studies is the study to identify whether a project, okay, whether a development, or whether anything that related to property is feasible or not, viable or not, profitable or not. That's a feasibility study. Let's say if the government suddenly decide to develop what we call it as, very simple lah. Alright, so to develop a office building, for example. So they will seek the advice of JPPH to look whether it is feasible or not. It is profitable or not. Alright. Alright, so next is property management. To manage the property, to take care of the property. Okay. And estate agency is more toward in terms of renting property or lease. Maybe the government want to lease out, yeah, land, or maybe the government want to rent out the office space, for example. Alright, so next is to assist the Ministry of Finance in the implementation of policies, okay, in relation to property. So JPPH is responsible, alright, in a policy making process, especially when it relates to property. And next is to collect, publish, and disseminate property information. So this one is under NAPIC, okay, JPPH. Okay, as mentioned before, JPPH have the departments so-called NAPIC. Okay, so NAPIC's responsible to collect, publish, and disseminate property information. Okay, so next, to provide training, okay, in relating to property valuation and property services. So this one, true. Inspan. Okay, to carry out research and development. So this one also true. Inspan. So Inspan normally conduct training and also research and development. Okay, so this is the activities or services that are provided by the JPPH. Okay, so mainly is a valuation. So it includes valuation of land, building, and also plant and machinery. Okay, for this purpose. Okay, so either it is for RPGT, real property gains tax. Real property gains tax is the tax involved for the gains towards that property. Okay, or estate duty. Estate duty is normally the tax involved when relating to deaf person. Okay, stamp duty is actually the tax involved um, when you buy a property. Okay, so you need to pay stamp duty. Alright, so the stamp duty will be the value of the property for that particular purpose will be valued by the JPPH staff. Okay, for fire insurance, okay, for electricity waste, rating, general valuation, sales and purchase, land alienation, land acquisition, okay. Okay, so change of the land use, privatization or corporatizations, government housing loans, rental on lease, and also contribution in aid of rates. Okay. So other than that, okay, JPPs also provide specific advice in relation to valuation of plant, machinery, and equipment to the federal government, state government, local government, and statutory body. For example, for automotive, marine, and air transportation infrastructure, quarry, oil and gas, water treatment, power generations, okay, um, airports, agriculture product processing, sewerage treatment, telecommunication. There's a lot of things, okay, that the service provided by the JPPH. Alright, so JPPH also provides information on sale of transfer. Okay, so on this particular information, okay, sale of transfer, normally we call it as evidence of sale. Okay, so this evidence of sale normally provided by JPPH to all the board's members and also any partnership of corporate body or the person that interested on that particular sales evidence or sale or transfer. Okay, alright, so that's the several parts of service provided by the Jabatan Penilaian dan Perkhidmatan Harta. Okay, for your information, every state in Malaysia will have at least one JPPH. Okay, and it is possible if one state have more than one GBP office. It is possible. Okay, several states which is quite huge size of states. Okay, the area of states. So they will have more than one GBP office.